The Duchess of Cambridge has taken the fashion world by storm.
Kate Middleton is 1000% a style icon around the globe.
In fact, I'd say she's the style icon.
We just can't get enough of what Kate is wearing.
Whenever I see Kate in a picture, I always get style envy.
But how did Kate rise from Sloane Pony to queen of the fashion scene? Through her most memorable outfits,
I would say it was the best dress ever.
we'll show just how Kate became the global trendsetter she is today.
She's a coat hanger with a head. Everything suits her.
We'll meet the superfans who are devoted to copying her wardrobe.
Who doesn't love to be a princess, really?
Get exclusive access inside one of her favourite fashion labels.
When we design the collection, we ask ourselves, would Kate like that?
And reveal the secrets of Kate's style so you too can get the look.
This dress really captures Kate's signature style.
Welcome to Kate's Wardrobe Secrets. Kate is in line to be our future queen, but she already rules British fashion.
Kate is our most prolific cover girl. She's actually been on the cover of Hello 166 times.
She always looks so feminine, so elegant, so polished.
She looks really good in quite tight-fitting clothes, and she's, you know, confident enough to show off her figure.
She just sparkles. She has such a sort of glow about her.
I think girls can relate to her. You know, they want to look like her. She's got an achievable look.
She doesn't kind of go, I'm only wearing designer brands or I'm only going to wear high street.
So I think she's got that perfect mix of girl next door with, you know, royalty.
This is the dress that first put Kate on the scene. And in fashion, less is often a lot more.
What can I say about that dress? You know, Liz Hurley, eat your heart out.
Before she revealed all, Kate was more at home in country chords, but it was enough to catch the eye of one special classmate, the future King of England.
William and Kate became friends when they were undergraduates at St Andrews University in Scotland. They were on the same course, studying history of art. They attended lectures together, and they got to know each other over breakfast in the canteen.
Student Kate wasn't an obvious fashionista.
Kate's style was not particularly fashion conscious, and it was more county.
She's a slightly kind of preppy, Sloaney, sort of country casuals, outdoor pursuits, Berkshire girl.
You know, it was all about cords, tweed blazers, shirts, and let's be honest, it's a little bit drab and boring.
But there was a glimpse of fashion icon Kate even then. She stole the show and Prince William's heart at a student charity catwalk event.
The friendship suddenly changed course the night of the charity fashion show. Now, the fashion show at St Andrews is a big deal.
It's a uni thing, it was a charity event. I think everyone kind of probably egged each other on.
And Kate was chosen because she was leggy, she was beautiful.
Obviously, Kate was one of the prettier, slimmer, more modelly looking girls, so obviously it was probably quite flattering to be asked to be involved.
Textile student Charlotte Todd created this racy number as part of her coursework, aptly titled The Art of Seduction.
Never occurred to you that it might be as famous as it is now?
Never occurred to me, no. It was a true piece of luck, really. It never intended to be on a catwalk, really, and definitely never intended Kate to wear it. And I didn't know who Kate was back then.
But it was Kate's fashion flair that turned it into an eye-popping showstopper.
The dress itself was actually a skirt, evidently.
But Kate, so rumour has it, you know, fashioned it into a dress.
So she hitched it up over her underwear and walked down the catwalk.
There she was in this gorgeous see-through lace dress, fantastic figure, you know, sashaying down that catwalk.
Just natural, just pretty, walking around in my bra and pants. Yeah, you want it, you want it.
The prince has seen her, his eyes are fallen out of his head and he's thought, do you know what, I need to have this woman in my life.
I think that she definitely sealed the deal that night. I mean, who would say no?
William watched Kate walk down the catwalk and he turned to his friend Fergus Boyd, who he was sitting next to, and he said, wow, Kate's hot.
And I'm telling you, if I went on the Bobby bus and I was sat in that audience that night, I would have said to my mate, that girl is hot.
It caught William's eye, didn't it? You know, a few weeks later, she was on the ski slopes with the family, so good for Kate.
Kate's not the only one who sealed a deal. Designer Charlotte Todd would later sell the now famous frock at auction for a whopping £78,000. So Kate, a posh girl by most people's standards, was suddenly propelled to the top of the social tree by romancing a real-life prince, and the media went into a right royal frenzy. But fashion-wise, Kate stayed true to her first love.
She stuck to the high street. She lived at the time just off the King's Road. Of course, you know, some of the nicest high street stores down there. There's a wonderful Reese that she used to shop at all the time.
And I think what's interesting about the sort of high street Kate was it was quite clear, like any girl of that age, she was still figuring out her style. And I think that was quite refreshing. It's obvious that the royal family, they weren't sure whether or not this was going to be a permanent thing, so they kind of left her alone.
You know, Kate was never a girl who was going to sort of save up her money and go and splurge on Gucci in Sloane Street. That just wasn't her.
I think had she been so well groomed and so perfect, then it would have been off-putting a bit. You know, we kind of got to know her before she became the super polished Kate that we all know and love now.
Kate and Will's romance wasn't all fairy tale perfect.
There was a lot of makeups, there was a lot of breakups. She was very much on and off with Will's throughout their relationship.
In 2007, Army boy Will was posted away. And if we wanted to know whether the relationship was on or off, all we had to do was look at what Kate was wearing.
She doesn't usually wear dresses like that. You know, you can pinpoint the moments where she has worn those types of dresses, and usually there's been something going on in the relationship, which is quite interesting.
Kate wore this beautiful silk dress to the Mahiki nightclub in Mayfair, a kind of very Sloane-y party place in the heart of London.
I think the dress, the sort of silk print scarf dress with the little spaghetti straps that she wore to Mahiki, was probably a little bit more revealing than anything else that she's probably worn. It looked like she was going out to have fun that night.
You know, that night at Mahiki, it was just before they split up. Apparently William was at the club that night. And I think that was a statement piece. That was, you better realise what you've got here.
Seema Malhotra, star of The Real Housewives of Cheshire, created the dress for her fashion label Forever Unique.
When Kate was pictured wearing my dress outside Mahiki, I woke up in the morning just to see it all over the press. I had friends calling me going, Seema, Kate's wearing Forever Unique. I mean, I felt flattered. How amazing. I was an unknown brand at the time. And to think she's actually just gone out and bought a dress because she loves it and it's mine made me feel ecstatic.
It's slinky and sexy, but even on Kate, it wasn't enough to prevent a breakup.
Last month, Prince William was photographed in a nightclub in Bournemouth in the company of other girls.
She endured a lot to be with her prince and now has to endure the prospect of the speculation about who'll be the next girl who appears by the prince's side.
Single Kate hit the town and the headlines wearing party dresses designed to set pulses racing.
The times when she really pulled the stops out and looked sensational and sexy, that was the time when she split up with William.
Sexy stuff and putting it out there and just enjoying her own body.
She was speaking through her dress, and the message she sent out was very clear. You know, Wills, look what you're missing.
The skirts were short, and thankfully so was the split. 3 months later, the lovebirds were back on track.
Kate and Prince William already have kissed and made up, and rather publicly according to guests who attended the Princess Diana concert after-show party.
Despite Kate's wardrobe graduating from preppy student to high street fashion and on through a fine line of sexy party pieces, she wasn't yet considered a fashion A-lister. But overnight, with this dress and this ring, what Kate wore reached cult status. The proposal, however, was a long time coming.
So, Prince William, romance clearly in the air here. Could there be another wedding perhaps on the card sometime soon?
No, I don't think so.
I think from his reaction you could kind of say that he was that little bit embarrassed, nervous, probably still a bit young, love him. But the pressure's always been on, and clearly people have been asking him for years in their relationship, when are you going to get married? Are you going to get married? So he's probably felt that he had to eventually ask her, and he did. Boy did good.
On the 16th of November 2010 came the news we'd all been waiting for.
And every girl was like, hooray, finally!
I took her up somewhere nice in Kenya and proposed.
It's very romantic. There's a true romantic in that.
There is.
And you said yes, obviously.
Of course, yes, yeah.
It was just an incredible moment, seeing the two of them walk in that frenzy of flashbulbs, you know, thousands of them going off in their faces, but surprised that they could see anything. And then revealing, you know, Kate standing there looking so happy, you know, ear-to-ear smiles, looking amazing in that Daniela Issa stunning sapphire blue dress.
Definitely her colour, Colbert blue/royal blue. It's your shade, babes.
It hugged her body perfectly. You know, it was appropriate, but it was slightly sexy as well with its V-neck. And it was just the perfect dress for that occasion. And of course, it perfectly set off the centrepiece, which was the sapphire engagement ring.
She had Diana's beautiful engagement ring on, and every girl across the UK was just giving Kate a mental high five.
You know, she just sort of glossed up overnight, and you saw the morphing of a sort of pretty regular woman into a style icon in that moment.
When Kate wore this stunning sapphire blue dress for her engagement, it sold out in 43 countries in just a few minutes.
When Kate stepped out in that dress, she unwittingly launched the Kate effect.
And after that, it just seemed whenever Kate wore anything, it would sell out in seconds.
Because I think when you look at Kate, everything feels attainable and real. Like, you feel like, actually, if I had that beautiful dress, I could look like a princess too.
You know, Kate's got this thing that she looks so great in these clothes, and you can kind of picture yourself wearing it and you want to look like Kate, so let's get the dress. So it's been great, you know, for British design companies.
Around the world, women have gone mad for Kate's style. Global Kate copycats just can't get enough of her look, whether they're in Canada, America, or Australia.
My name is Kylie and I'm from Brisbane, Australia, and today I'm going to be showing you a bit of my wardrobe, which is inspired by Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge.
Hi, I'm Kate and I live in Western Canada. I got the Zimmermann Romer Day dress, the LK Bennett Lassa dress, the Reese Nanette dress.
My name is Kate and I'm from Poland, and my favorite is that one from LK Bennett.
But there's one fan who's taken it to the max. This is Valerie. She's 22. She's a nanny, and she's spent the last 7 years recreating Kate's wardrobe.
I am a replicator, which basically means that you recreate Kate's looks or similar looks to her on a budget.
Valerie has spent an astonishing £5,000 copying her idol. That includes accessories like Kate's go-to clutch bags and famous LK Bennett shoes in nude.
I'm a really big fan of Kate. I love keeping track of what she's doing or what she's wearing, and I consider myself one of the biggest fans out there.
In total, Valerie's wardrobe is crammed with 60 replicate outfits.
Kate wore this while she was pregnant with Princess Charlotte. This is a beautiful blue dress that Kate wore on Valentine's Day 2014.
It all began when commoner Kate bagged her prince wearing this dress.
Kate has been waiting for so long to get married, and to see her there in a wrap dress, and I just loved it.
Day or night, Valerie scours the internet to see what our Kate's doing and wearing.
And I get really nervous trying to find the outfit and trying to get it, because usually her outfits sell out instantly.
And if Valerie can't get it online, she just has it made.
I got this dress by contacting a tailor. When I got this, I was really happy because this has been my favorite for so long.
There's fierce competition to be Kate's #1 fan, but Valerie's certainly in the running. The date was set for the 29th of April 2011, and wedding fever was in the air.
It was amazing, wasn't it? That this real girl was able to grow up and I'm sorry, marry the prince. And what an amazing day.
We all want to be a princess. Like, we all want to grow up and marry our prince. We don't want to meet Dave from Blackpool missing his front tooth.
It was like something out of a Disney fairy tale.
I was so excited for the wedding. Like, every time you was in London, there was tea towels in the souvenir shops, magnets, mugs, you name it, their picture, the date was everywhere.
Everyone was having street parties, and there were street parties in London. I really thought it united us all because we were all witnessing history.
Seeing all of the guests, you know, go into the Abbey was a real fashion moment as well. I mean, it was just an incredible roll call of the great and the good.
Victoria Beckham wore her own brand and a Philip Tracy fascinator. Chelsea Davy, Harry's ex, chose Alberta Ferretti. Sam Cam wore Burberry, and the Queen opted for a dress by Angela Kelly.
There were some incredible hats. Beatrice and Eugenie, the princesses, you know, notably turning up in hats that then became famous afterwards.
They clomped out of the car. I love them. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Looking like they'd had a fight with a milliner.
I mean, I've had some things on my head before, but my God, I've never seen anything like it. Looked like a horn.
Even with some questionable hats on display, there was only one outfit that was really going to turn heads. But Kate was determined to keep the details under wraps.
Well, the build-up to the wedding obviously was who is doing the dress.
We had all the press coming saying, are you doing the dress? They were approaching all the designers.
I think Issa was in the running for it.
Jenny Packham, who's a designer that, you know, Kate has always loved.
Stella McCartney may have been in the running.
So there was all this speculation that who's going to make her dress, and they were absolutely sure it was Bruce Oldfield, and they plunked a royal reporter.
The designer of the royal wedding dress was supposed to be a secret until the big day, but there's strong speculation it's being made in that shop.
Here's the scoop. It's in there. They're making it as we speak. Little mice from Disney are sewing the seams of her dress.
Bruce Oldfield is thought to have been given the royal appointment.
It's an entirely different designer altogether. So what a waste of time that afternoon was for that poor reporter.
In the car procession, there were sort of glimpses of the dress, you know, a bit of veil.
You could just see a glimpse of her arm through the window, and I saw lace, and I thought, wow.
The anticipation up to the wedding day was huge, and I remember all of us sitting round watching the TV thinking, oh my gosh, what is it going to be? What is the dress going to be like?
And these are the last few moments when Kate Middleton will be Kate Middleton.
She unravelled herself from that car right at the entrance of Westminster Abbey.
She is wearing brand Alexander McQueen. It is a wedding dress that has been designed by Sarah Burton.
She steps out of the car. Me, my mum and my sisters all looked at each other and went, oh!
I was like, oh my gosh, she looks sensational.
She looks like a princess, and I almost became overwhelmed.
I think Kate's wedding dress is the dress of the century. I mean, it's gone down in history. It's the best wedding gown ever, and in fact, I would say it was the best dress ever.
Elizabeth Emanuel, Diana's wedding dress designer, remembers every last detail.
The lace was spectacular, beautifully presented. The fabric was light. It didn't give a feel of being heavy or anything. Very important to the silhouette of the dress was the corset, and that produced a beautiful shape with a very, very small waist. Down the centre of her back were these little tiny gazelle buttons, I think 58, that's quite a lot to do up. And then the train itself wasn't too long, wasn't too short, it was just right. It will still look beautiful, you know, in 100 years. It's one of those dresses.
The eyes of the world were on Kate and her sensational dress. Or were they?
We couldn't talk about the royal wedding without discussing Pippa's bum.
Pippa's dress was skin tight, it hugged her bottom, you could see the detail of each buttock.
And with a bum like that, it was always going to get people talking. I love a good bum.
Pippa did a little turn, and it was like, yep, Middleton sisters we've sorted this. It's a wrap. They took over the world in that moment.
But I think very lovely and generous of her to put her sister Pippa in such an amazing, stunning bridesmaid's dress.
I didn't even have a clue what she was up to. I was focused on Pippa's bottom. So her and William could have, like, tongued each other as I said the vows. I don't know. I didn't see.
Kate and William may not have been snogging, but a little kiss was definitely on the cards.
The kiss on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, the reason so many tens of thousands had flocked to the Mall. And just in case anyone had missed it, Prince William suggests one more kiss.
A year into the marriage, and Kate faced her biggest style challenge to date. She now had to dress for a baby bump. But in the early days, maternity wear wasn't the first thing on her mind.
The Duke and Duchess probably aren't celebrating tonight. They're together in hospital, where she's been treated for hyperemesis gravidarum.
Now, we didn't see Kate for a while because she suffered from severe morning sickness.
When she did emerge into the spotlight, it took a while for the bump to show, and I think it took a while for her to embrace it.
You know, do you hide the bump? Do you show off the bump? Like, she couldn't go, like, all-out Beyonce and go, here is my bump.
Though Kate's fans loved her maternity wear, some fashion commentators weren't so kind.
I think she went for comfort, probably over style on some occasions in that early pregnancy.
One of the main things is buying something off the peg, and when you're trying to kind of accommodate a baby bump as well, obviously the front hem goes up and the whole shape and the way the dress is supposed to be worn just doesn't work anymore.
The one photo that I kind of thought, oh, not sure of that one, babes, was the snow leopard. Again, I love a bit of snow leopard, I love animal prints, but a girl's allowed a bad day, do you know what I mean? She's human. She might be a princess, but she still breathes.
On the 22nd of July 2013, George was born, and his delighted parents showed him off to the world.
I thought it was so wonderfully refreshing to see Kate come out, you know, at the door of the hospital, gosh, only hours after she's had a baby. I mean, what an incredible feat. I dread to think what I looked like a few hours after I had my babies. And she looked amazing.
It was a loose-fitting Jenny Packham dress in blue with polka dots. Kate looked radiant, beautiful, and I think, yeah, probably a little shell-shocked to be holding her, you know, her bundle of joy.
This moment has already become part of a nation's history.
It wasn't the dress, but the fact that it clearly showed her post-baby bump that sparked a heated online debate.
She's just had a baby. She's gonna look pregnant for a while.
Can't believe there was some criticism about there being a little baby bump. I mean, that's just outrageous.
Do you have any idea about biology? It doesn't ping back into a flat stomach.
Let me tell you, after I've had a cider and a kebab on a night out, I find it very difficult to cover up my bump.
The second time around, Kate seemed to take pregnancy and how to dress for her shape totally in her stride.
By pregnancy 2, Kate has got it sussed. She's dressing that bump perfectly.
So if you're a princess and you're pregnant, how do you dress for the front page? Well, we're about to find out with an exclusive backstage pass to Seraphine, maternity label to the stars. It's run by French-born designer Cécile Renaud. The brand became headline news after Kate wore one of their dresses on a very special photo shoot.
Can imagine that for us at Seraphine it was just an unbelievable moment where we were literally kind of rubbing our eyes. Is this true? Is this really happening? That was something that, you know, you cannot describe the sort of excitement and pride that you get from, you know, those moments.
The Duchess has invested in the Seraphine style on 6 separate occasions.
Kate became a bit of a muse, you know, and many times when we design the collection, we ask ourselves, would Kate like that? So for us, when we plan the collections, you know, we design pieces with her in mind, we will literally be spending day and night, you know, looking at shape, looking at patterns, wondering, is this right, is this wrong? You know, sometimes we have heated debates that can lead us into the night.
One of their most famous designs is the baby blue cashmere coat Kate wore when she was expecting Charlotte. They designed it with all of Kate's measurements in mind, baby bump and all. Luckily, they have a very useful member of staff.
So Elodie is the body double of Kate, so she has exactly the same height proportion as Kate, and we use her to ensure that any piece that we would send to the palace would be to the exact measurement that we want.
Seraphine have certainly got the measure of their special client.
I love doing her baby blue, princess blue coat.
I loved the fact that it looked like a coat, but a dress. You know, and the simplicity of the way she's teamed it with her navy clutch bag and her classic pumps that she always wears.
The Seraphine coat, I think, works so much better because it's from a maternity brand. They know how to cut for a woman that's pregnant to accommodate the boobs, the bump, the hole, all the changes. And you could see that the hemlines match, and it also had a nice little darting just underneath the buff, so it showed off the shape of the bump, and you could see how it would grow, and it just worked so much better. It looked really clean and classic, and she looked beautiful in that dress.
Her style is very much about taking classic pieces but elevating them with a slight fashion twist. She likes things that highlight her wonderfully elegant and feminine silhouettes. So she likes very tailored things. She really wants her waist to be accentuated. Of course, the length, it cannot be too short, but at the same time, she doesn't want it to be too long because she likes to, you know, show her beautiful legs and look young. The arm, she likes a very fitted sleeve. She doesn't like too much cleavage, so, you know, again, but she loves showing her collarbones, and she knows what she likes, and she kind of picks accordingly.
Hollywood A-listers like Kate Hudson, Halle Berry and Kate Winslet have all worn Seraphine. But while they can all put bums on seats in the cinema, they can't clear the rails like the Duchess.
Kate is an icon. She's almost like a myth. So everybody wants a little piece of that kind of princess fairy tale. So by buying what she's wearing, this is what you get. You know, you get that fairy tale in your wardrobe. And I think that is why the Kate effect is so strong and unparalleled by any other celebrities.
Britain's newest princess was born just after 8:30 in the morning.
Baby Charlotte was finally introduced to the world on the 2nd of May 2015. But this time, Kate got a massive thumbs up from the fashion police.
The second time that she came out the Lindo wing with Princess Charlotte couldn't have been more different.
I feel like she came out of hospital looking like a dream, straight from a storybook.
Hair out of this world. I've never seen a woman look so good after giving birth. Like, I know she's a princess, but Kate, you look like you're ready for a runway. It's incredible.
She emerged in this beautiful daffodil yellow Jenny Packham dress, knee length, very smart.
It was much more fitted, it was more structured. She just looked like a woman who was much more in control.
So hair was on point, makeup on fleek, outfit perfection, and you think, do you know what? If you've just had a baby and you can look that good, there's rest for the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's inspiration right there.
They smiled and waved again, but on this occasion were clearly anxious to take their daughter home as soon as possible.
Now with 2 children, how was Kate going to keep up the style stakes and look after the royal babies? Celebrity stylist Helen Shepherd knows all the secrets. First up, how to achieve Kate's yummy mummy look.
When on mummy duty, Kate still makes sure she is looking good. She has a well-tried formula and we've got it here. This Breton stripe top is from me and Em, and it's actually the one that she's worn on numerous occasions, but there are many similar ones available on the high street. This one has ruching detail around the waist, which helps to cover any lumps or bumps in the tummy area. The button detailing on the left shoulder adds a playful element to a classic stripe top. As a rule, fitted jeans work well on most figures. Her go-to jean is the Lee Skinny by Topshop, and we've seen her wear these on numerous occasions. It works, so she repeat wears them. A boat shoe is smart casual, and Sebago is Kate's favourite brand. These light blue deck shoes add a fun, playful element to the outfit.
Kate passed the test as a stylish young mum, But how was she going to rate as a working mum? It's a tough one to pull off when you have to go halfway around the world on a royal tour.
They're touring the world. They're going to say, in my head, hello, we're Kate, we're Will, this is what we're doing, lovely to meet you. I think they're the people's prince and princess.
Kate and Will's first tour was to Canada.
The Canadians were so overjoyed and hugely flattered and honoured that William and Kate had chosen to make Canada their first stop as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
And despite the rigours of a royal tour, Kate kept it simple.
Each event has to have a different outfit. The planning behind a royal tour and a wardrobe must be just phenomenal.
In the first tour, Kate didn't have a big entourage with her at all. There was no stylist, attached to Team Kate.
It wasn't a lady-in-waiting pressing everything and lining the royal trunks with tissue paper and folding each outfit. It was her mother, Carol, who helped her put that tour wardrobe together, and I think they did a pretty good job.
She arrived in Canada wearing an Erdem dress, which was a lovely nod to Erdem, who's a Canadian designer who actually lives in London but hails from Montreal. So that was really thoughtful.
I thought she looked very stunning. It's very simple. It was a navy blue and lace dress. Again, the same kind of silhouette, which is bodycon, really.
The second day, she wore a Riche dress, so giving her nod to a British designer, but then she was wearing a maple leaf on her head.
Because, obviously, that's their colouring, and I just love that Kate loves a theme. I love a theme.
She didn't need to say how delighted she was to be in Canada. She was wearing red and white, and she was wearing a maple leaf. That said it all.
She came across as very down-to-earth, especially in the first tour, with her mix of high street and designer.
Everywhere we went, the crowds were just, 20 deep, and they loved her.
But how can you make your working wardrobe a crowd pleaser like Kate's? Our celebrity stylist Helen Shepherd has some easy tips. When at work, Kate opts for pared-down glamour. She's always appropriately dressed.
This dress is from Hobbs and it hugs our Kate lookalike in all the right places. The ruching detail is really flattering and forgiving around the waist area. Kate is rarely seen without a sleeve when she's working. She likes to keep an air of professionalism and keep her arms covered, as well as opting for a knee-length skirt. She tends to choose smaller prints over big, bold statement patterns, and this is because it decreases volume, so it slims you down, as does wearing a print with a darker background. Kate is faithful to her LK Bennett court shoes. A nude shoe looks like a continuation of the leg and therefore elongates it. In Kate's style Bible, a clutch bag is a must. This one is by Russell and Bromley and it matches the background of the dress. Coordination is a must for Kate.
Kate got a lot of mileage from her high street wardrobe. Over the years, the couple travelled widely and included tours to India, America and New Zealand with toddler George, and Kate's style visibly evolved. By now, long-standing PA Natasha Archer appeared to be working as her stylist.
It's so good that she didn't get a sort of professional stylist, as it were, because the original elements of Kate, which was what we all liked, the sort of accessibility, is still there, but it's been polished, it's been sort of given that extra layer of sheen.
Whatever Natasha was doing, it worked. 5 years later, Kate and Will were back in Canada, and her style made the fashion world sit up and take notice.
What I like about when she went back to Canada was the budget had gone up.
There wasn't any high street. It was couture the whole way.
She steps off the plane with her family and she looks pristine, absolutely immaculate.
She wore a gorgeous Lock & Co maple leaf hat.
The blue Jenny Packham dress, beautiful with the hat, just gorgeous, chic, chic, chic.
I don't know what it is with Kate, but she never ever gets VPL. I don't know if her outfits are airbrushed or maybe she always goes commando. We never know.
It was just such a polished look, which is no mean feat when she's carrying Princess Charlotte and has got little Prince George coming down the steps next to her. It can't have been easy to pick an outfit that would work on so many levels.
I think Kate had become more adventurous, and you can see that through the clothes. She'd got a formula that looks really good, but now she was experimenting with prints.
The McQueen gypsy print dress that she wore during that trip is actually my favourite thing she's ever worn. I thought that dress was fabulous.
It was a gorgeous crochet-inspired skater dress, and it was beautiful.
I loved that. That was a bit more out there for her, a little bit more daring. Perhaps Natasha talked her into wearing that one.
For me, that's something that I would dream of wearing.
The dress that I love from the second Canada tour is the red preem dress. I mean, that dress just looked amazing on her.
I love the fact that she's got a little bit of her shoulders exposed. She's really slim, Kate. She's got the most incredible body, and by showing a little bit of ankle, it makes her look really slim, really elongated.
It was absolute perfection. I just absolutely loved that dress on her. She looks phenomenal.
Kate's style scored a perfect 10 on this tour.
She definitely stepped things up a notch, and then some. And it was as glamorous as you can be whilst still being understated. And that's a difficult thing to pull off.
It just looked as though she'd matured and she was prepared to take a few more risks with her wardrobe. And I think it paid off because, for me, she looked better than she's ever looked in Canada.
In May 2016, Kate hit the fashion jackpot. Vogue chose her to be the cover girl of their 100th anniversary edition. The fashion Bible surprisingly featured cool countryside Kate.
Kate's country look is the look that she's most at home in. It's her skinny jeans, which aren't designer, a pretty blouse, and a barber. And that really is how she's most comfortable, you know, zooming around the Anma country lanes in their Defender.
She has this sort of tomboyish look because she's so interested in sport. The trousers, the jodhpurs, the jeans, but at the same time quite feminine because then she'll wear the blazer, the tweed skirts.
It doesn't matter what's in the country air, our Kate always comes up smelling of roses. But how can you get Kate's classic country look?
Kate's country look is easy. It's fresh, it's natural, it's simple. Muted, natural tones tie in with the country backdrop. For dog walks and countryside activities, Kate dons her favourite Barbour jacket. Now, since 1974, Barbour has had a royal warrant to supply waterproof and protective clothing to the royal family. Now, the Barbour is slightly fitted, still feminine, but very practical. She tucks her Topshop skinny jeans into her La Chameau wellies. Super comfortable, they're adjustable at the side and perfectly on trend. After she's trekked across the field to the clubhouse, Kate can simply remove her Barbour jacket to reveal a crisp white shirt. Now, she favours the masculine cut, and this one is from Marks & Spencer's, although they are available all over the high street.
She's a beautiful girl, she's got a wonderful figure, and I think she carries the country chic look off very well.
From country chic to working mum, the Duchess of Cambridge always turns heads. But nowhere do we love to see her more than on the red carpet. Kate attends over 140 official events a year, but the ones that steal the limelight are those that glitter.
I think Kate was born for the red carpet. She was born to do it. She really was.
She just wears really beautiful, elegant, classic, timeless dresses that a princess should wear, and I think she looks absolutely phenomenal and does it really, really well.
Kate owns the red carpet because she has so many to walk up and down in her palace. Of course she does. She's in her natural habitat.
The Duchess rocks in a frock. Kate dazzles at every event she goes to. But before we reveal Kate's best ever red carpet moments, celebrity stylist Helen Shepherd is on hand with some simple tricks to help transform you into the perfect party princess.
This dress by Whistles really captures Kate's signature style. It's all one colour and floor length, which is really slimming, makes you appear taller and more statuesque. Kate's style has evolved over the years and we've seen her become a bit more daring. So she started to wear off-the-shoulder, backless and dresses with slits. This asymmetric style makes the shoulders appear narrower and closer together, therefore smaller. This dress nips in at the waist, which is a classic Kate trick. It's great to accentuate the narrowest part of your body and then allow the dress to glide over your hips, which is super flattering. Simple accessories mean that the dress is the main event. Kate opts for her LK Bennett favourites and teams them in the same colour as the dress in order to elongate the body and make you look taller and slimmer. With Kate, less is more, so don't overdo the jewellery. But diamond-style earrings will soften and lighten your face. We finished the look with a nude clutch bag, really simple and great if you are off to an event, gives you something to keep those nervous hands busy, making you look calm and composed.
Now you know how to pull off the red carpet look, but which of Kate's gorgeous gowns are the most sensational? We've picked out 4 that notched up the most column inches.
I think one of my favourite dresses that Kate has worn would be by Barbara Casasola.
First of all, it's cream, which is my favourite colour anyway and looks great on Kate. But also, it's very fluid. It's a knitted dress, off the shoulder.
It's really nice for her to be championing such a young new designer and someone who is quite fashion forward. And it just hung so beautifully to her body because of the knit, and Barbara's very talented at designing, so it's not clinging to all the wrong places. It just looked phenomenal on her, and she just wore it so well with such confidence.
That's the dress, I think, that just looks $1 million on her.
For me, one of her best red carpet moments was the self-portrait dress. It was a gorgeous dress. It was white, really powerful statement, and it was quite deceiving in the sense that, you know, when she first stepped onto the red carpet, you thought it was like a sort of a plain, safe, long white gown, and then she kind of, you know, did that cheeky move where you saw that actually there was this thigh-length split, like, wow, good for you, Kate. And it was quite risque for Kate, you know, all that leg out there, and she's got great legs. She's still sexy, but respectable at the same time.
My favourite ever look has got to be the Alexander McQueen dress that she wore to the BAFTAs.
And it was kind of boho, and it was off the shoulder, and she's got such pretty shoulders. I don't know why she doesn't show them off more often.
Bardo cut style, long gown. I love the fabric, the jacquard with the floral. Hello, I'm wearing floral.
She looked stunning. She looked like a movie star. I like that.
She looked, insane. That was my ultimate red carpet look of Kate's.
But which show-stopping number is top of Kate's glamorous hit parade?
A personal favourite of mine was the blush Jenny Packham sequined gown that she wore for the ARC charity do. It was one of the first red carpet engagements that she carried out as the Duchess.
And so everybody was eagerly awaiting sight of her, and she appeared shimmering, sort of beautiful long gown.
But it really stays in my mind because she looked so effortlessly elegant.
And it was just not too overdressed, it was not too underdressed. I mean, she just got it spot on. And I loved that dress. I thought it was absolutely beautiful.
Whatever the look, whether she's relaxing, touring the world, being a mum, rocking high street, or high-end glamour, Kate's appeal continues to grow.
We've been on a journey with Kate, you know, we've seen her style evolve.
She puts her clothes together very well, she accessorises beautifully, and whether she likes it or not, she's a trendsetter.
She's an inspiration, she's beautiful, and I couldn't think of anyone better that I'd rather be our future queen.
When she hits her 40s, we're going to see a whole new woman, and I'm really excited for that.
I am so excited to see what Kate's wearing in the future because I just think it keeps getting better and better, and I can't wait to see her upstage George's bride at their wedding.